Hi friends, welcome to Stay Stitching. My name is Carla. You're playing in the mirror?
Yeah.
Welcome to day 6 of Vlogmas. So I have been racking my brain what to do for today because I don't want it to just be useless content. And as I told you guys at the beginning, not that interesting of a person. Don't do all that many interesting things. There has been some oatmeal spilled in the pantry for a while, and I was going to show you a before and then clean that up and then show you the after. And I thought, I'm pretty sure they don't want to see your disgusting pantry and then pat you on the back for actually cleaning up a mess that you have to clean up anyway. So, and I'm on keto. I don't even eat oatmeal. But I do have to look at it on the floor every time I open the pantry. So what am I going to do today? I finally thought of something because I was going to just go to bed and say, I'm not doing day 6. But we're going to talk about this pattern right here. This is Simplicity 1067. And it was the first coat pattern I ever made, the only coat I've ever made. And I made it a couple of years ago. I made this one right here. Please excuse all the little holes that you will see in many of my patterns. I'm pretty sure that you can guess where those little teeth marks came from, but I made view A, which is right here. And here it is. It's a wool blend. I've got my mouse gloves in here. It's a wool blend. I did machine wash it. I cannot remember if I dried it. I may have, but I really loved working with this fabric. It was pleasant and just nice to work with. And I bought this, this closure on Etsy. I looked for a long time to find one that I thought was just right, and this is the one I chose. This coat has really big pockets, which is a favorite feature of mine, because you can fit your whole, oh, there's a thread. You can fit your gloves in there, and they're not going to fall out. You're not going to lose them. I really like this pattern. I love the big collar on this. The collar's huge, and what it does is it makes you, it's warming and comforting. It feels fantastic to wear. Now, this is a completely unlined coat. I would like to make a lined coat sometime, maybe next year. I don't have one in mind for this year. But for this year, I want to make view B, which is right here. So view B is essentially the exact same coat as view A, only shorter, with added belt loops and a tie belt. I actually like it better than view A. It's got the same fantastic pockets and the same gorgeous collar, and I really, really want to make it. Now, I have 4 fabrics. I've had these I've had 2 of them for a couple of years probably, and 2 of them for a while, maybe less than a year. And I want you to help me decide which one to use because I love them all, and I've had all of them in mind for this coat pattern because this is the one I want to sew. So the first one is a beautiful vintage plaid woven. I think it's a wool blend. It's gorgeous. It feels fantastic. I think it's a wool cotton blend. I have not done a burn test, but I will do a burn test on it before I decide how I'm going to take care of it. And this is kind of a terrible time to do this because the lighting is going to be awful. But what we have here is primarily red and black with a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow. So we have yellow stripes and we have white. And they go both ways in the plaid. And this is just gorgeous. And I think it would just be so cozy to wrap. I think it would be, it might be a little lighter weight than the gray wool, the gray pinstripe wool. Maybe not, I don't know. Here's the selvage. Look how nice that selvage is. I just love it. Deb from Saturday Sewing with Debbie left a selvage on top of her pocket, and I could totally picture doing that with this selvage. That's okay. So that's definitely a bonus point for this fabric. I think the tie belt would come together nicely. It wouldn't be too bulky to sew with. The belt loops would be doable in this fabric. I really like this fabric. Okay, so that's choice number 1, red and black plaid. Choice number 2, this was a gift from my friend Joey. And it's gorgeous. I think it's 100% wool. I don't know a lot about wool, okay? So I don't think it's a Melton. I kind of was calling it mohair, but it really isn't. It doesn't have it's not as long as mohair, but it has this kind of brushed up feel on the one side. What I'm assuming is the front. I think you could use both ways. And then on the back, you can see the yarn. Some of you experts help me out. I have a lot of Europeans that watch this, and I know that you gals know a lot more about wool. And all I know is that I love this. It's beautiful. And this would be incredibly warm, of course. This, I don't know. Maybe, this is so nice, maybe I should save it until I'm making a nicer coat that is lined. Again, let me know what you think. The fluffy side, the furry side is softer than the side that you can see the threads on. That is not soft at all. But it's not like I would be wearing a winter coat with a tank top anyway, so that's okay. It doesn't matter to me if it's not completely soft. All right, this one, this fabric weighs a ton. If I remember correctly, Troy spied this fabric, and we were shopping for the store, and I never had a moment's thought that this piece of fabric was going in the store. I loved it instantly, and I knew that it had to be mine. It is a beautiful, heavy wool. I'm trying to find an end to show you. This one is thicker than the other two and virtually opaque. Like, I can barely see the lights, and we have lights everywhere in this house. All the way down to the other end of the house, there are bright lights on to try to get some light into this room, which is not a bright room during the evening. So this is very tightly woven. I have a lot of it. There's probably enough of this to make something else. Here's the selvage. I think you could use either side as the front. This one is the more cleanly woven. This side is more fuzzy. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. This one is the most recent acquisition. And the colors are just gorgeous. It's the colors of a black watch plaid. So it's black, blue, and green. Is that the black watch plaid? Again, not a plaid expert, but this one is more loosely woven than the other three. So pretty. So pretty. I don't even know. I don't know what to say. This one is also the drapiest by far. Now that I'm holding this, I'm almost kind of talking myself out of using this for that coat, and here's why. But still, I probably will make what you guys vote on, what gets the most votes. The reason why I might want to take this one out of the running is that this one could be lined and used as a dress. Because of this beautiful drape, I feel like this fabric has potential to be used for other things. Whereas you're not going to make a dress out of this. It is wildly unlikely that you'd make a dress out of this. You could maybe perhaps make a pinafore, like a Phoebe maybe, but that has buttons. Do both versions have a button? This you could make a dress out of. You could definitely make a pinafore dress out of this one. You'd be right back in the 90s with that. So what do you guys think? The pattern calls for 3 1/8 yards. I have at least that much for all of these. When I sewed this first time, I made a size 22, which I decided immediately was too big and that I was going to size down. Then I was driving in it one day and I realized, because I take my coats off when I drive because I can't stand that feeling of restriction. You're sitting on it, you're wearing a seatbelt, and you're trying to move your arms. 90% of the time, go to the car, open my front door, throw my purse on the passenger seat, open the back door, take my coat off, and throw it on the back seat. But I was driving in this one time and it felt roomy enough. And so I changed my mind and decided that the next time I cut it out, I would cut out a 22. But I think I may have been a little bit bigger then. So I think I probably will go down to the size 20 for the jacket, view B. I don't know if I ever showed you guys the... Okay. All right. So let me know in the comments below, if you have time and you don't mind, which one of these fabrics you would choose to sew the Simplicity 1067. And if you are looking for a fun coat pattern that feels wonderful to wear and is a joy to sew, I recommend this pattern. And let me tell you, I am not high on Big 4 patterns lately because the last two I sewed were a nightmare. So, but this one I love. So, happy Vlogmas. I will see you tomorrow.